is another episode of Kandid Kisses TV. I'm Michelle C, the one and only, and I am introducing, he's probably not new to y'all, but he might be new to a couple people out there in the YouTube world, Mr. David Fuller.
It's me.
Go ahead and drop your Instagram, your Facebook, anywhere they can follow you.
You can pretty much find me anywhere under I am David Fuller, be it Instagram or Twitter or Facebook is David Fuller or David Nelson Fuller, I think. But
you asking me? It's yours.
We'll be friends on Facebook, Amy.
I don't know what it is.
Good. Well, yeah.
Okay.
I am David Fuller. I am David Fuller for the most part. Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna get into this. My first question for you is, when did you know you were a singer and could hold more than just a little tune?
When did I know? I guess. Well, when I was a kid, my mom, she would sing in the choir. I'm from Boston, so she would. Back when we was back home, I was a little kid. I just remember growing up, her being in the choir. Her and my aunt, both my aunts, so three of them were always going to choir rehearsal, and I would have to go because, you know what I'm saying. So I remember just being there, not knowing anything other than folks supposed to sing on Sunday nights. I mean, on Monday nights, you know what I mean, for rehearsal. So I would sing along, like stuff like that. But I think in terms of, when it hit me a little bit, I think I was in, I might have been like 11 years old or something like that. And at the time, I was in a program in Boston for school where it was a Metco program. Basically, what it was is they was taking kids from the hood and driving them out to other schools, you know what I mean? Sometimes, that's not even important. Here's the important part. On the school bus, the little kids sat in the front and 12th graders were all the way in the back, you know what I'm saying? So the bus consisted of everyone from first grade all the way to 12th grade, you know what I'm saying? So all going out to the suburbs to you know what I'm saying, go to school. So I remember one day there was a 12th grader. Her name was Jackie. Shout out to Jackie. She was at my church. She was a member of my church at the time. But I was only like 11 years old. And she was all the way in the back with her homegirls. They were kicking it. And I remember her just flagging me to the back, like, David. And I walked to the back all shy, you know what I'm saying? Not really knowing what she wanted. But, the girls was there. And I'm like, all right.
And it's a senior shoot.
So she's like, yo, she goes, sit down. I sit down. They all at the edge of the chair. I didn't know who was that. She goes, yo, sing for them. And I'm like, all right. I sang a little song. I forget what I sang. I sang a little song, and they all kind of went crazy.
Right.
And it didn't dawn like, I can sing. It dawned like, girls like singers.
I always think girl. Lane is just like, if I can sing, okay, cool.
So, I think that was it. It was like, it was a way to, get a footing with the girls. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think that's what it was. I was like, let's show each other.
Well, it worked for you. Because you got albums out and everything, so it worked.
Respect, though.
All right, so my next question is, how did you start as a songwriter? Did you start like with poetry, or did you come up with melodies in your head, or how do you do yours?
I started songwriting, so I was young again, probably around the same age. You know what I mean? Right after that, I'm getting a little, a love for it. My mom's husband at the time, his name's Fitz, and he was a really, really dope guitarist and a really dope, to this day, probably the dopest guitarist I've ever met. But he was really into it. He was really, good at what he did. And I remember asking, what do you do or how do I do it? And I remember the first time he sat me down, he was like, start like this. He was just like, forget about, creating, new things and all that right now. Just as to start out, take one of your favorite songs that you really like. He was like, well, keep the same melody and just change your words. Change the words to something that you want to do. So that was my first writing experience. Obviously now that'd be considered something else. But you know what I mean? At the time, that's how I got started. He was just like, yo, take songs that you like, you already know the melody to, and just make your own words. And he would be funny with it, do little funny stuff. He'd sing, chicken songs and I want chicken and all. But it worked for me.
No, I do that too. Like, I'm a writer as well. But I normally do it when I'm making, how they have Murder the Hits?
Murder the what?
Murder the Hits.
No.
Okay, so if you were a fan of, I think what station used to do it, 107, whoever what's the old guy? He's retired now. And he has a cruise every year. The DJ.
Joyner.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So J. Anthony Brown used to do a segment called Murders the Hits.
Okay.
So then he'll take a popular song, rearrange the words, and make fun of them.
There it is.
Before he even did that, I was doing that as a child because I'm silly.
Okay.
So I was like, oh yeah. So I did, what's that song? Milk and Steph, He's Mine.
Yeah.
So I remade it like He's Yours. You made him have them. So I'm just flowing with it. I'm just like, my answer to it, I would basically do murder hits to answer songs that were popular. So she's saying He's Mine, and I'm like basically like, you can keep them. I only wanted them for that one night. So I would just do little silly skits like that. So that's kind of how I started too, with poetry and all that.
Yep. Yeah. So that was definitely the way to start it. I think right around that same time, my mom was getting married to him.
Okay.
And I wrote a little like mom song. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
was it your own melody?
Yeah,
or?
Well,
Okay.
that was my first, like, you know, like, I'm writing it. It's my melody. He made the music at the time, and I wrote it like for my mom. Like, I remember that. Like, I made a little CD for her with a little demo joint. On
So you was doing the big time. You're like, okay, this gonna be a good Mother's Day.
Yeah, basically. Anyway, yeah, that was.
So did he inspire you to play the guitar as well?
Yeah. He, playing guitar, playing keys, writing. It was pretty much I met him in North Carolina when I was like 9 years old, and he was like the minister of music at this church. And I had a habit of, as a little kid, whether it was his church or any church I was in, if I could sneak off when church was over and waiting on my mom or waiting on somebody, and if I could get to a piano without anyone forcing me to get off, like I would always just try to sneak over to a piano and try to see what I could.
So you were self-taught?
Well, at first.
Okay.
And then, well, mostly, yeah. But that's how I encountered him, though. I was sneaking, trying to play a piano, and he walked in.
It was like, what you doing?
Yeah, right. but wanted to help me instead of wanting to tell me, yo, get out of there. He was one of the people that like, hey, let's sit down, do this. You know what I mean? Try this. And then, so yeah, from then on, anytime, you know, now I know one song or something, so anytime I go to play in someone's church trying to sneak, you know, the usher or the nurse or whatever, they don't hear you banging, they hear actual notes, so they might give you a little leeway, you know what I'm saying?
Because they come in jamming with you.
Right, but every time, you know, you ask another person, hey, how you play this? Or, what's a C chord? Or what's a, you know
my mom she reads music and she plays the piano, so she literally does it all the time. Like, I was gonna ask, do you play by ear or?
Well, I mean, again, at the time, yeah, it was mostly just figuring it out. But since then, I've had lessons. I've taught lessons. While I was a music director for the Boys and Girls Club, I was giving intermediate piano lessons to 1st to 5th grade. So like, but you know, right after having my own piano lessons and doing all that other stuff.
So are you still teaching classes?
No, that was when I was living in Boston.
I was gonna say, shout out your information so they can get some classes.
No, that was when I was. I've been around a little bit now, so I was back home in Boston for a while I was doing that. Now I'm here, so I'm not really working with the kids as much, even though that is something that is kind of, you know, it's dear to me.
You can still do it.
I will. No, I'll definitely get back to it. It's just the opportunity hasn't presented itself since I've been back.
That's when you create the opportunity.
Amen.
You have to make it.
All right, so you let me know if you hear about.
You are. Look, my mom been taking classes with somebody else. She can take your class. I mean, come on now. All right, my next question is, what keeps you motivated in this industry?
What keeps me motivated in this industry? I mean, the fact that, you know, I still pay rent. And, you know what I'm saying? Not a mortgage. The fact that, you know what I'm saying? Like, my mom, you know what I'm saying? The fact that the people that I love, you know what I mean? They're still trying to put it together, and I'm not in the position yet to hold it down, you know, or be the pitcher rather than the cup. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I mean, and I don't mean that to say that my motivations are monetary or just financial based, but it does motivate seeing like, dang, I want my mom to have this, or I see my family or my friend is in this situation. I would love to be able to invest or help or lend a hand, but I can't right now. And it's cool to want to, but it's another thing to be able to, I got you, I see you, you know what I'm saying? That's really what it is. Like, I want to be in a position where You know what I'm saying? Like I can help people who were trying to do what I was trying to do. You know what I mean? And trying to, you know, put it together and figure it out, and didn't necessarily have the resources, but if they just had a And now, granted, with that, you know, with that mindset creates the mentality where you have to get it done yourself. You know what I'm saying? So that's good. That's the good that came from it not quite having it yet. All
the
way.
entrepreneurship spirit gets bubbling.
Right. So I think, you know, it has the good and the bad, but in terms of what continues to motivate me, it's just like I said, taking care of my people, the people who've taken care of me, you know what I'm saying, over the years. And then when you put that aside, it's the actual music. Like just creating a vibe. To this day, musically, my favorite part about just my music in general, or music in general, my favorite thing to do, I tell people all the time, is, yo, I got a new song, you gotta hear this new joint. That's by far my favorite. Not, you know what I'm saying, receiving a royalty check, or, you know, being on stage, although that has, you know, its own advantages and its own, you know, energy to it. There's no better feeling for me than, yo, bro, I got a new song. You gotta hear that joint. Like, I'm not getting nothing from that other than one person taking a listen and being like either yes or no. You know what I mean? Like that's enough motivation itself. Like, just to keep trying and seeing if I can impress you every time. Or, you know, see if I can. Yeah, the last one was dope. Yeah, but listen to this one. This one.
Well, you know, we always gonna be our best, like, biggest fan. Be like, look, but the last one was this one. Like, this that new. All right. So, what are some words of wisdom you would give any upcoming artist?
Don't skip steps.
Okay.
What I mean by that is, as artists or creatives, it's easy to just get caught up in the creating part and missing the business side, or the you know, just things like that.
Business side. That's a lot of artists miss that first. It's music business. Business should be first.
I'm reading a book. I'm reading a book right now, the 10th edition of Everything You Need to Know About the Music Business, and it's a really good book, especially for people, you know, in this path or whatever. But, you know, it talks about things like that, where, you know, being a musician or an artist or whatever is one of the few occupations you can have where you skyrocket and make a whole bunch of money without necessarily having to have any business sense or any you know, things of that nature. And by the time it all comes, you know, it's now you're scrambling trying to get caught up, right? And it's easy to get taken advantage of, or easy to you know, not receive full value for your worth, or things of that nature, if you're just kind of, oh, well, I mean, I'm making the beats and I'm making it, I only want to worry about that. I don't want to. But if you're reading it, if you're retaining the knowledge for yourself, nobody can tell you, you know, there's something wrong without you being like, no, it's not true.
Yeah, if you don't seek the fame first, then I think everything else is coming. Because a lot of times people come in like, I just want to be famous. I'm like, forget that. Your gift is going to make you famous, but figure out how to make sure that check is correct.
Yeah, I mean, just speaking personally, just fame's not the motivation for me. Like, I don't have any interest in being famous. I have an interest in my music being heard, which is why I tend to lead a little more towards the songwriting. You know what I'm saying? More so than the artistry, although, you know, songwriters are artists within themselves. Right. But the fame part to me is just kind of like, I don't need that. I don't need any more recognition than me hearing you sing my shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's cool enough. Like, you know, I'd much rather be homie pulling up in the, you know, in the range, and you like, who that, rather than people swarming you trying to.
Definitely,
like,
I'm a behind the scenes chick too, but you know, with this new age that we're in, it's almost like you have to be both. You got to be in front and behind. I'm like,
and like I said, balance. It's balance. You know what I mean? I know now, and again, what I'm saying is kind of what my mindset had been for a while. I think now I'm getting a better understanding of what all it's going to take, really, to, you know, plateau, you know, get you to the next plane, because it takes a lot. But, you know, as a creative, you just think, yo, I just want to make the songs. I just want to, you know, so I don't care about nothing else but making the songs. And it's just like, all right, cool, that's cool. But in order to get people to engage with you, you have to X, Y, and Z, or you know,
because you don't want to be a starving artist.
Right. So I'm saying, you know, so any just advice I'll give, just, you know, don't skip steps. Do the work. Practice. Like that practice part is crazy. Like it doesn't come overnight. It doesn't just, oh, okay, I stumbled across this, this hit. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not how that works. Like you have to, you put in the legwork long enough, and a result, as a result of all the things you've put together, you end up, churning out good ideas, but you flush out a lot of the shit at first. You know what I mean? Like, I may make, if I sit down today and if I go home and I go to make, try to work on something, it might be 8 straight trash joints, and then the 9th one is really dope.
Right.
But it's almost like I have to do all 8.
You gotta go through it to get to
flush out all the 8, and if I try to skip, it don't work like that. It's just kind of like do the work, flush it out, suck at something. You know what I'm saying? Don't make excuses for why things are the way they are. It's easy to, especially as an artist, a singer, rappers, whatever the case may be, to blame producers, engineers. Well, I ain't gonna, nobody want to listen to my stuff. Nobody want to, help me record, or nobody.
Like, no, if it's trash, it's trash. It's just, that's what it is.
But I'm just talking about in terms of waiting on someone to help you get to what you want. If you want beats, if you want to, record, okay. Instead of, waiting on someone else's time or, things of that nature, how can I make my own beats? Mm-hmm. How can I, engineer my own sessions? How can I, where I'm not waiting or I'm not, finances aren't an excuse no more, like you take the money that you do receive and spend it on your music.
Invest in yourself.
On your equipment, on, stuff like that. But yeah, whatever.
All right, so now on Candid Kisses TV, we have a little segment called Kiss or Diss.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do, I'm going to throw out some celebrity names. And we're going to decide whether you're going to kiss or you're going to diss.
Praise God.
All right. First one, Sierra or Janet Jackson? Who you kissing, who you dissing?
Oh, I got to choose one. You're saying so the other one has to completely go.
Yeah.
Well, shoot. I'm going to go with Janet. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm an OG.
Because she in control, right?
And my first, real talk, one of my first concert I went to when I was a shorty was the Velvet Rope Tour. The Janet Jackson.
I've heard about that tour. I've never got a chance to go to Janet
when I was a kid. And my man Usher was opening for her at the time.
Oh, okay.
And really, at the time, I was just a fan. My aunt was a big fan of Usher, and I was, I was a male singer trying to sing, so I was singing Usher songs. But I knew about Janet, boy. But did I know about Janet after that? So, not to mention Sierra's married, so you know what I'm saying. We're gonna leave Sierra alone.
Janet was married, so what's your excuse?
Was.
Okay,
she ain't married now. I can kiss her on all I want. You know what I'm saying?
All right, next one. Jill Scott or Erykah Badu? Who you kissing? Who you dissing?
I'm going with Jill.
Okay.
I can say that, no hesitation.
So Erykah ain't gonna hypnotize you?
No, don't get me wrong. Now, unfortunately, games like this make it seem like you dissing the other one because it's diss. So you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I gotta choose. So put me on the hot seat. Jill's more my type. You know what I'm saying?
What about Jill make you say that's the one?
I mean, well, first her teeth. I really like her teeth.
Okay.
She got them teeth.
She has them all.
They nice. They white. You know what I'm saying? She got nice lips.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? She thick. You know what I mean? Like,
okay.
And don't get me wrong, Erykah, everyone loves Erykah, but you made me choose, and if Erykah's
well, yeah, you know what they say about Erykah. Once you go back,
Erykah's a little,
she's eccentric, but they say she be hypnotizing. So I don't know, but
that's 3 stacks.
All right, last
Shut
one.
Up, chill.
Viola Davis or Monique, the comedian?
Okay. We're getting a little. Okay. Viola Davis or Monique? I go Viola.
Okay.
I go Viola. Nothing against Monique, but I don't know. Viola's kind of a boss. You know what I'm saying?
You like her on How to Get Away with Murder?
Yeah, like just. And it's all acting, so I just like the way she's portrayed. She I look at her and be like, all right. I get it, you know what I'm saying? Like, and she's slick thick too. Y'all sleep on the thickness of Viola.
I ain't never heard anybody call Viola thick, but okay.
I seen a couple shots on How to Get Away. Where I was like,
okay.
I see you back there. Just playing.
All right, so since we do have a singer on Candid Kisses TV, I'm gonna have some little vocal battle. So you're gonna be basically, I'm gonna give you 2 artists, and you're gonna say who you would rock with in a vocal battle. Like if you had to pick somebody on your singing team, you would go with this person over that person.
So we're talking strictly vocals
only,
not songs,
not songs, not hits,
writing,
vocal
not
ability,
straight vocals.
Yep.
Alright. So which one I would choose?
Right.
Okay.
All right, we going with Mario or Usher? Who on your team?
Jesus Christ. Big fans of both guys. Huge fans of both guys.
Vocal range though.
Man, I'm huge fan. I guess I gotta go Usher, but only on some homage shit. Not only, but just like, you know, Usher's, you know what I'm saying? Like without Usher, you know, a lot of these, the generation right after him wouldn't really, you know, exist like that. And people sleep on Usher's actual vocal ability. Like that nigga was wilding out.
Yeah, he's like, now.
Like now, but Mario, like, I'm a huge Mario fan, especially like his new stuff. And I know, you know, his older stuff. You know what I'm saying? I was a huge fan of that. But I forget. I think it was maybe 2 years ago now. He put an album out that was really dope. And it
I think a lot of people sleep on Mario. Period. I mean, Mario's a beast too now. People be sleeping on him, but I'm like, nah, he got it.
I was a huge Mario fan. I'm a huge Mario fan at the time. Like, again, but I'm just saying Usher because I knew what I was trying to do as a young dude, trying to emulate Usher, things that I just couldn't do.
Right.
And it was just like no matter what I was trying. And don't get me wrong, you know, as time as time goes on, you know, other people come along and they, you know, they evolve that sound or whatever. But again, I wish it was artists within the same time frame. You know what I'm saying? But it's not. You make the rules. You make the rules. Go ahead. But yeah, I'll go Usher. Short answer's Usher.
All right. John Legend or Luther? Who you putting on your team?
Singing wise,
it's all about singing, vocal ability.
All right, singing wise, I'll go Luther.
Okay.
Luther was butter, and I had kind of a reverse experience with Luther. Like, it wasn't so much I got put on the big Luther early on and was hearing those. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
My mom, when I was younger, my first Luther experience, I remember was her playing this newer Luther album. It was like I think it was called I Know or something like that. But he was skinny already. Like I had, you know, I was hearing this newer joint and it was just butter. As I became an adult, I had to go backwards and be like, oh nah, Luther been the truth. You know what I'm saying? Again, John, I love John Legend. I like John's songs and his music more than I would just pinpoint his vocal ability. You know what I'm saying? But Luther's actual butter. Okay. Actual, you know what I'm saying? Real life butter. Shout out to Luther.
All right, last one. And this is going to be a difficult one because I can't even, I don't know who I would choose on this one. Jasmine Sullivan or Brandy?
Ooh. I gotta go with Jasmine. Respectfully, okay? Because anybody who knows anything about music knows that Brandy's a god.
Absolutely.
Okay? Like I said, this game sucks because you gotta shit on somebody else to boost one.
Well, I mean, they both equally dope, but it's just, you know.
Jasmine.
With the accent.
She's a real life problem, bro.
Yeah.
Like she touches my soul when she sings. Like there's pain in her voice.
All right, let me ask you something. Would you compare her to Kim Burrell?
I don't know. I don't really want to.
Okay.
You know, I'm
just thinking like as far as the rasp and you know.
Yeah, I mean the like there's niggas who got raspiness in their voice, and I wouldn't necessarily say, yo, you speak to my soul. I would just say, yo, you got a nice raspy voice.
Okay.
Like what she's singing about. She sings about a lot of like, you know, like fuck niggas. And like, you know, like niggas just, you know what I mean, that hurt her, and you could
so that's why you can feel the pain, because you know it's a real story.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, just because I've heard her sing Kiss from a Rose by Seal before, and she was hurt in that. She had nothing to do with that song. She was just hurt. Like, she's, I just really enjoy her voice. I was stuck on her, was that Fearless, I think it was the first time?
Yeah.
I was stuck on her album for a minute. I love Brandy. Really love Brandy. It's just I think what it is if I compare, not that I would compare it to Jasmine or to Brandy, but if I had to compare my style to one, it'd be more towards Jasmine. You know what I mean? The you know, particularly
where your music comes from.
Yeah, right. You know that. So
now I ain't gonna know. Don't Sleep. I don't know if people know about that song that was. I think she released it 2 years ago, Begging and Pleading by Brandy.
Okay.
Now, if you're gonna go with like, you know, really feeling something, that can compare to like a Jasmine feel. Cause like if you ain't heard it, you got to hear it.
Again, I hate that I gotta, you know.
No, I'm just saying, do your homework. You gotta go listen to that song.
But when you're talking about doing your homework, you just picked one song.
No, I feel you.
What I'm saying is that's Jasmine's feel to me in general,
True.
where it's just like somebody hurt you, and you, and even if that's just her image or whatever she's going for, like that's fine. But that's what I get from it. Like, yo, someone hurt you, and you know. You're trying to get that out, and it translates. You know what I'm saying? And whether that's a man or a person or whatever, what is R&B, rhythm and blues? Nigga, she got the blues. Like, she you know, and she wrote
all about it.
Yeah, and I love it. I just love it. I love her voice. I love her sound. I love, you know, her energy. I love her look. You know, and that she don't look like everybody else, and she ain't got us hold up to nothing. Not saying that's what Brandy got to do, but I'm talking about.
No, you know, Brandon Aquarius, like me, she'll come for you. So she see that, you like, hey, bro.
Chill. I just said you got to show the whole clip.
Right.
Cause I got nothing but love for Brandy. Moesha. Right?
That's right. Most of the E. So, all right. So we have another little segment we want to introduce because we have a new game that just launched this past Friday called Sing-a-Doo. And Candid Kisses TV is sponsored by Sing-a-Doo. That's the game right here. So we're going to do a quick round so you know how the game is played. And if you're interested in purchasing one, you can go ahead and do it at singadoo.com. And we are almost sold out, so you might as well get on it.
Singadoo.com, you heard?
That's right. So I'm going to show you quickly how to play. So what I'm going to do, he's going to look at a card and it's going to have a song and an artist, and he's going to sing the melody using only the word do. And I have to guess what song he's singing. All right, so let's get it.
Ooh, that's the instruction card again.
You know what?
Here we go. All right. do 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 do.
Oh, the boy's mine. I didn't think about mine. Wait a minute, what is it?
Same card, or we switching cards?
You can switch, or you can go with the same card.
Do 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 do.
Bruno Mars. What's the name of that song? 24K? No. Ain't that 24K? I know this song. I said 20. What, it's not 24K? Is that not 24K? That is 20. No, wait. Too high. I know what it is. Okay, skip it.
Come on, Uptown
I got the artist right. Oh, Uptown. That's what. I knew I had the artist right.
We got on this card. Do 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 do.
Old Town Road.
Yeah, let's go. It's enough. Sorry for my dramatic toss, but you know, you got a lot of instruction cards. I'm just gonna let you know.
Because you are in the front of the game instead of the back.
Low ciento. Do 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 do.
YMCA?
Yeah, man. Do 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 do.
I want it that way. That's it, right?
Yeah,
I want it that way?
Yeah, that's it. I'm not gonna do the ones I don't know.
Okay.
That's probably not the rules in the game. Just
It's
so you
not,
know.
but you know.
Do 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 do.
Shy. Ladies, my friend. If I ever fall in love, that's the name of it. Well, you see how the game is played. So if you're interested, make sure you go to singadoo.com, get yours, and make sure you go ahead and follow David Fuller. Go ahead and get all your Instagram and all your stuff real quick.
One more time, I am David Fuller, pretty much everywhere. Instagram, SoundCloud, Facebook, or whatever. Yeah, Facebook. I think it's Facebook / I am David Fuller for the music
And you need
page.
to tell them about your new placement too.
True.
He's real famous right now. In
Thank
the
God I just landed my first major placement. It's on Deontay Hitchcock's album, but it is a song sung by Miguel, you know, Miguel,
Oh yeah.
and Saint Beauty. They both sang an arrangement and lyrics that I had the pleasure of writing. Please go check out. And Deontay's album is crazy in general. So the song is on Deontay Hitchcock. The album's called Better. The song is called Flashbacks. Deontay featuring Miguel, Saint Beauty. Written by your boy.
Okay. So when you get that first royalty check, can we just go to like This Is It or something to celebrate?
This is it. What y'all doing? Come on.
All right. That is it. See you next time. Talented entrepreneur doing great things in the community, need exposure? Candid Kisses TV is the answer. Email KandidKissesTv@gmail.com to get started now. Candid Kisses TV is sponsored by Kissable Lips Cosmetics and Singado.com.